Welcome to the Barn Chats With. Today we're joined by British event rider Max Warburton. Aged just 22, Max has already had an extremely successful career with horses and his aims are set pretty high. Max is one of very few selected to be on the Windrush Equestrian Foundation, a charity supported by 2TheBarn, which offers fantastic support for young professional event riders, focusing not only on their riding and training, but also their own physical performance and building themselves as a brand. Hi Max, thanks for joining us today. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, just hiding in your car from the rain.
Hiding in the car out the rain, yeah.
Good old British summer for you.
Beautiful.
So let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been riding and how did you get into it?
I think I've been riding for, I don't know, probably before I could walk. So I've been riding for years and years. My family have always had horses, mainly my granny actually. She jumped quite a bit. And we kind of had ponies when I was younger that was sort of bought, sold, turned around, kind of done a bit like that. Yeah, and it's gone on from there, really.
It's very much in your blood.
Yeah.
And to what level have you ridden?
4-star.
Okay, cracking. So can you tell us a bit about your team, just about your horses, your support team and your sponsors?
So we've got a great team, actually. We've got a load of lovely horses, a load of owners, all pretty happy with it all. What have we got? Loads. There's loads to mention, loads of owners, loads of horses. But the whole team's great. You know, I couldn't do it without the physios and the farriers and all of the vets and my girls in the yard. They're brilliant. You know, they've done a great job throughout lockdown and now with the restart. You know, it's kind of gone from real quiet and then full on now. So
absolutely, it's gone 0 to 100, hasn't it? It's just
yeah.
Cool. So we'll start just talking a little bit about competing. To you, what is the best part of competing?
I think it's just the thrill of it, and I don't know. I'm very competitive. I always want to win, and I think you get a bit of a buzz out of that. But it's also seeing the horses go well, you know, and improving, and watching how much enjoyment the owners can get out of, you know, watching their horses run. That's also really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. So what tips do you have to ensure that you and your horse perform to your best on the day?
I think it's just making sure they're really prepped, and you know, you've got to be super happy with everything. You know, if you've got a little doubt, then they're probably not right. You know, I'd always be making sure that mine feel as good as they can all the time, and yeah, that's my main thing. It's just that they are, you know, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that they're not ready, or you know, they don't feel as good as they could do, and
yeah, sure. To you, how much do you think attitude is a factor in winning?
I don't know. You've got to be confident. You've got to be confident. You've got to know that you've got a good horse and do your best. But I don't think it. You know, some of it might be a bit of luck, and some of it's, you know, good prep. You know,
yeah, definitely a mixture of all of that.
A mixture of everything. Yeah.
So what is your favourite event and why?
Oh, good question. I love Bramham. I went there last year for my first short four and absolutely loved it. It was a great show. The cross country was amazing and just gave a real
last year, wasn't it? It was stiff.
Yeah, it gave a real big, you know, big show of, you know, it gave a real big feeling to be like at one of the big shows. So
yeah,
I love that one.
Oh, cool. And what stands out as your career highlight so far?
Yeah, that's another tough one. I don't know, like you get career highlights out of everything. You know, like a young horse going well in their first event, that can be as good as when, you know, like my old horse, he was top 10 in a couple of short fours last year. That was brilliant. You know, I don't know, nothing really. They're all great. You know, there's no major standout, I suppose.
That's really nice. Like it's all relative.
They're all yeah.
And you're living for those small little milestones as well as big ones.
Yeah.
Takes the pressure off the big ones. So we'll talk a bit about starting out. So what challenges did you overcome in getting to where you are today? And I know that you did an apprenticeship with the Fletchers. If you could tell us a bit about that, that'd be really interesting.
So I left school at, I don't know, after GCSEs 16, is that? Went straight to the Fletchers, which was great. Obviously, they're jumpers. and you start hard graft, mucking out, getting a few to ride, and that's kind of where it went from there. I did a couple of years there, but I learned so much. Learned the way they run the yard, how producing youngsters, and that's really helped. I still work with them now. We take all of my horses there to jump. So that's what's been lovely, is that even that was years ago. We've carried on a bit of a partnership, and
yeah, that's really nice.
And yeah.
And so, did you ever think that was there ever a time where you thought you might just go into jumping, or you always wanted to be an event rider?
I think when it's pouring with rain, and the thought of being at an indoor show, that kind of pushes you to go jumping. But no, I love the thrill of cross country. I don't think I'd ever have swapped.
And what advice do you have for people who are wanting to make a career out of riding?
I think you just got to work really hard. Keep getting up, crack on. You don't have to be from a really wealthy, fortunate family to make it. If you work hard and you get good owners, and keep plugging away, it's hard work, but it's easy enough.
Okay, so we'll talk a bit about motivation. So what drives you to get up every morning and go training every day and work hard, like you said?
I think I've now got a lovely string of horses, and I would just want to get up and ride them and keep improving them, improving me, keep going to shows. I think that's the main thing. It's just want to keep getting better and better.
Absolutely. So after a tough day, what do you say to yourself? If you had a rail where you feel like you shouldn't have, or you've dropped to a few placings, how do you pick yourself up?
I'll probably do with a drink, but no. No, I think you just have to. It's one of those things, That's horses. They're not machines, and you just got to suck it up, get on with it, and move on to the next day.
Absolutely, it's a good way to be. What's been your biggest lesson so far in life, horsey or non-horsey?
Well, that is a good question. I think a bit like that, if you've had a tough day, there's no point worrying over what has gone wrong. There's always more, something might go wrong, get over it, crack on. There's always something else that comes along. There's no point looking behind you.
It's a great mentality to have. And what are your career aims?
For this year, or long term, or
long term?
Long term. Everyone wants to get on a senior team, jump around Badminton and Burley, but also just keep producing nice horses. It's great to jump the big tracks and be on teams and all this, but actually I could keep a steady bit, keep a good business running as well. That would be.
So do you have also, you're very focused as well as having a business where you're producing young horses and selling them, as well as having your own string that you're...
Yeah.
Great, okay. So we'll talk a little bit about the current climate. Obviously, the 2020 event season was massively affected, but we're really lucky. We've got some of the season. We're back. We've been eventing for about a month now, which I know at some point none of us thought we'd have. I know that you've been getting some great results. Every time on Facebook, Windrush is sharing more results that you've got, which is great to see. So can you tell us a little bit about how you found eventing? Now it's, under new rules, how you're finding it to be, and if you think that there's anything that we can learn from this pandemic.
It's not been massively different. We've restricted some people coming in. Doesn't really, we've carried on as normal, and it's just been a bit more careful about, PPE and washing hands and all that. And actually, do you know what? It's probably quite a good thing, really. I haven't found it too difficult or anything. It's been fairly normal, and I think it's kind of like they keep saying, it is the new normal. It's everyone gets it now, and it's been fine.
Good, that's great that you feel like that. I've been to a couple of events myself. I actually groomed for India the other day, and it's actually a real nice feeling. It's actually...
There's not loads of people, yeah.
Okay, so we'll quickly talk just about some of your horses. So, since, like I said, at the start of the season, you've been getting some great results. Can you just tell us a bit about a couple of your favourite horses that you've got, either at the top or lower level?
Yeah. So I've been really lucky to pick up some new super duper ones. We've got a lovely horse called Sir Papillon that Laura Collett rode for a good few years before. She did a great job producing him. And yeah, he's proving to be lovely. You know, he's not the most straightforward, but we're learning every day, and hopefully that partnership will go on, and we'll see where he goes. Hopefully, be a real top one. And there's a lovely mare called Quantum BT4. She came from Andrew Nicholson. She's only an 8-year-old, but she jumped double clear in her first advance at Aston, double clear in the 3-star at Bersham last week. So she's really exciting. She's a bit she's unique, but you know, I think she's really got high hopes for her.
How's she unique? What makes her unique?
She's got a bit of an unorthodox style. She's called Babs at home. She's got a big floppy ears, big floppy lip, and she's proper cool. You know, she jumps with her neck out a bit. You'll probably see in pictures. You know, she's not the most beautiful, but she gets the job done. Yeah, well, I love her. She's really cool. And then I've also, just the end of lockdown, was really lucky to have a new horse come in called Call Me Maggie May that Izzy had rode. She done 2 pose and a Badminton. So you know, that's really exciting to have one.
Yeah, she's a really exciting horse. Yeah.
Had a couple of runs. She was double clear in the OI at Chumley and ran really well at Bersham last week. So yeah, really excited for her for next year. Really, you know, this year we're kind of just chasing qualifications with all of them. Okay. You know, my intermediate horses, my novice ones, everything's chasing a qualification. But hopefully, if we can get all that sorted next year, it'll be really, really exciting.
Good stuff. So you're not planning on Po this year at the moment?
No, I don't. Sadly, I don't think anything will be quite qualified. This is a shame.
Let's kick on for 2021 and we'll hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Okay, and then can you just tell us a little bit about Windrush, how they've assisted you as a young professional event rider, and what the foundation does for you, a bit about like your training days? I know that you go and see Pip quite a bit, and then also you do some Pilates as well.
Yeah, no, it's been brilliant. Obviously, Pip's amazing. All of her knowledge and attention to detail has been so helpful with mine. I know as soon as lockdown lifted enough for us to go anywhere, I was straight in the truck with a few down there. That's been brilliant. And actually, all throughout lockdown, Pip's been brilliant, sending us videos. We've sent videos back, you know, so we've kind of used her knowledge while we can't go anywhere.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's a real benefit.
Put a lot of homework in whilst we're kind of stuck at home. So that side of it's brilliant. And actually, the other side of Windrush, the business side, and you know, we've had feed specialists in and physios and all of that. You know, that's so good for, you know, like all of us, we're starting up, we're young. It's great to have that knowledge, you know, and sit and learn it with each other, actually. And I find that's quite helpful. You know, you can kind of work off each other. It's a bit of fun as well. And yeah, it's been fantastic.
It sounds incredible and such an amazing idea for a foundation. And yeah, look, it's great to have all you guys, and you guys have got an extended year, haven't you? So you're going to be on for another year. So yeah, that's great. So cool. So just got one fan question from Zara, and she said, what got you into eventing? So like you said, your grandmother did a bit of jumping. Did your parents ride or event? What made you want to do the eventing?
I don't know. That's a real good question. Mum didn't really ride. Dad definitely didn't. I think it was just like pony club, and you know, you try a bit of cross country, and it's that idea of going a bit faster, and it gives you that buzz. And I think that was it really, and finally got me hooked, and that was the way I wanted to go. So
were you in pony club all through, like from a young age?
Yeah.
Good stuff. It's like literally the best memories, isn't it? It's so
it's great fun. Definitely.
Cool. And then we've just got a few quick fire questions. So what's one word to describe yourself?
Oh, hungry.
Who inspired you as a young athlete? So even when you were
I
younger.
think William Fox Pitt, I'd say, watching him event.
Lucky that he's still now going, still inspiring us. It's such unique.
I think everyone said that, don't they?
Competing against someone that you idolise. And the best piece of advice that you've been given, just in life.
Just keep working harder.
Absolutely. Who's your sporting hero?
I think any sport or riding?
Any sport.
Well, I'd probably still be riding. I guess Mickey Young, he's unbelievable, isn't he?
Like, absolute freak of nature.
Yeah, incredible.
What's a strength of yours?
Probably a bit of stubbornness might come in. I don't know. Maybe it could be used as a strength or a weakness. I don't know.
I was going to say, you could take that as a strength and a weakness. What did you have for breakfast today?
I've not had any breakfast. It's probably why I'm starving.
You haven't eaten anything?
No, not yet.
What is your favourite film?
Oh, anything that's not scary. I'm not a big fan of those.
And your favourite meal?
Oh, steak and chips.
I bet you can murder that right now.
Yeah, I could actually.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Max. That's been so great to talk to you, and look forward to seeing you soon. Hopefully, media will be allowed back out soon at events so we can come and say hi to you, and hopefully we'll be interviewing you at the badminton media box.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Really great, Max. Cheers.
Bye.